Softball 25 Michigan State franchise mode.
And the home of the
Coming to you live from Southern California. Opening day baseball on the show. It's Michigan going up against Los Angeles. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm Ncaa. All right, partner, ready to go. Always a pleasure to get things started with you on opening day.
Well, Happy New Year, buddy. And anyone that's involved in baseball, even though it's not January 1st, this is the start of a new year. Every team has playoff hopes. I love this time of the year. I'm excited to get things going.
Opening day festivities wrapping up, and we'll be back to get this season started right after this. All right, ready to go here. Here's a big power.
Waving hand, light skin tone.
That one outside. And a new season is officially underway.
Aggressive.
First pitch, 4-10.
Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Makes the turn and heads for second. Not stopping. She's going for three. And she's got a leadoff triple. Number 15 with her first major league hit. And this is a moment I'm sure she'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for her and her family. A player works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen. And when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you could take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
And now we'll see one of the top prospects in baseball step in the box for his major league debut. Number 15. First pitch misses.
You know, her great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If she can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
Runner at third, nobody out here on opening day. Close one, doesn't get the call, and it's 2-0.
Well, this is such a tough offense. That pitcher needs those pitches called for strikes. You don't want to give these hitters any more advantage. They're already bruisers.
Glass now, ready and deals. That's in there, and the count is even 2-2.
I mean, that's perfect location, right on the black. I mean, over and over again, this guy demonstrates the ability to hit those spots. They're so tough to do anything with as a hitter.
Swing and a ground ball, and that chance handled. One out in the top of the first. Okay, let's check out the lineup. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Well, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, you know, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out, mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get one pitch. You better not miss it.
And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And you know, if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they really settle in, it's going to be the later innings that they hand that ball over to a reliever, if they do at all.
One away with a runner at third here in game one of this three-game set. Check swing, called strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
glove side, but it gets through. And they strike first as they take a 1-0 lead. So she gets 2 milestones with that hit, her first big league knock, and she drives in her first run as well.
Yeah, you love to get both of those out of the way with just one swing of the bat, and it makes the special moment even more special. It's not just an individual accomplishment when you're also driving in a run for your team. That's an at-bat she's never going to forget.
Now the third baseman looking for her first big league hit right here. Fastball is outside.
I love this part of the game. Does she really want to try and steal second against this catcher? We know she's fast, but it's pretty risky.
Glasnow picks the first, and she's back in safely. Glasnow, an all-star a season ago. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a curve, and he works in a 2-seamer. So 2 balls and no strikes.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get 1 out first. It's going to be tough to get 2 with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
At the belt and fires. That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. There goes the runner. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Squirts away a little bit. Man at first, 1 away. Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Hernandez makes the grab for the second out.
Batting fifth, catcher number 14.
And now the switch hitting catcher. Obviously a player who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that she hits both righties and lefties. And that's outside. And that's ball 1. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a player or platoon her.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitcher's arms.
Runner takes off. There's a ball. Safe at second, and that was not close.
Well, that steal right there is wanting to take advantage of having a really good hitter at the plate. Now they've got a much better shot at bringing home a 2-out RBI.
Fouled off left side. Two outs and 1 in scoring position. That one off the mark, and the count is 3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Runner at second. And there's a foul ball.
Look out. That ball was smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this netting down the lines. Just ensures safety for the fans. Last thing as a player, you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
And a 3-2. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. 1 run, a pair of hits, no errors, and 1 left on. On to the bottom of the first. The Spartans lead it 1-0. Back here in L.A., pitching in our game today, Allen.
There's always a bit of a learning curve for rookie pitchers. You've got to get familiar with these big league hitters, and it's more of a chess match. But I think this kid's got good stuff and the potential to be great.
Bottom of the first, and here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Here comes the pitch. Just missed. The 1-0. And a swing and a miss there. Allen, a big part of the storyline for us today. She's making her debut and hoping to carve out a valuable role in the mound with this ball club. Right through there for a strike.
At this point, it doesn't matter if you're a first rounder or an undrafted free agent. All that matters once you reach this level is producing. Can you help your team get better? It's a big question. That said, you don't want to put too much pressure on your debut. I hope she's taking time to enjoy this experience today.
Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
Number 6.
Now it's the second baseman trying to pick up his first knock in the big leagues. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. And there's one down.
Batting third.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup. Seeing plenty of left-handed bats in this lineup against a righty on the hill.
Yeah, they're looking to ambush, and you wonder if it's going to lead to a big game for them or not. Certainly, it's a nice boost of confidence to think you can get to that pitcher on the mound with all those lefties in the lineup, and with that extra split second they have to react. We'll see how it shakes out here.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Back there. And gone. A gigantic blast. It's 2-1. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. When you have a team that hits home runs at such a high rate, they can get back in the ball game so quickly. That's why that leadoff walk was extremely costly.
So one out, nobody on. Digging in, Max Muncy. And first offering is fouled off. One out, base is empty. Next offering is in for a strike. There's a line drive to left field. Lee hauls it in, and there's two away. So the rookie's had a tough time in the first inning of her debut. Not how she or the organization were hoping this day would go for her.
Well, the spotlight is on you when you're on the mound, and you can't hide from it. So I'm sure she's been feeling a lot of pressure leading up to this start. So let's see if she can settle in at all, though. Maybe she can bounce back and get some outs for him.
Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. And that keeps the inning alive.
Batting 6, left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
And now Teoscar Hernandez. Breaking ball misses down and away.
1-0.
Betts off of first with two away. Right through there for a strike. 2 outs. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. Mullen snags it on the run. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. Back here at Dodger Stadium. Now it's the power speed combo, Ava Mullen. Glass now back to work.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot. So here's an interesting note on Glasnow. He's been known to look at photos of people he doesn't like before his starts. It's a way for him to kind of get angry, and then he carries that anger out to the mound to help him pitch. Sounds like a good strategy to me, but I wonder who he's looking at.
That's a hit. Runner aboard on the leadoff single. Madison Taylor with her first major league hit. And this is a moment I'm sure she'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for her and her family. A player works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen. And when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you could take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
Now here is Madison Taylor, third baseman playing on the edge of the grass, looking for the sac bunt. And that drops in for a strike.
If they were an average catcher behind the plate, I'd say take second base, but this isn't a catcher you want to run on. His quick release is unreal. Love how vocal the umpire is today. No doubt in the hitter's mind, catcher's mind, and even the pitcher's mind as to the conviction in the call.
Tying run is at first here at the top of the second. Swing and a ball ripped right field, and that one back, and that one is gone. You want to talk about kicking off your major league career with a bang. Her first big league hit leaves the yard. She'll remember this trip around the bases for the rest of her life. Wow.
She ought to. Usually players are squeezing the bat so tight, trying to get that first hit out of the way. They can't get the ball out of the infield, Boog, but maybe a glimpse of what's to come from her in the next few years. Good job. High fastballs, especially with good velocity, can be really hard to catch up to, but she stays tall. Her top hand works extremely well, and she absolutely clobbered it.
And now the big-time power threat, Lee. And what a two-way player, not just offensively, but as good a defensive outfielder as there is in the game. That one misses. 1-0.
It can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning.
Glass now, maybe a little less aggressive on the mound right now after that home run, Chris.
Yeah, it seems that way. You know, pitchers, they can come out, feel good, but then all of a sudden get touched up a little bit, and they start trying to throw instead of pitch. They're not trusting their stuff.
Well, he's been good for the most part. Is it going to take someone going out to the mound to maybe refocus him a bit?
No, partner, every pitcher's a little different. I liken it to you. Sometimes you come in and you're not as focused, and I kind of do what it takes to get you on track, and then you have a great show. So perhaps it's the same with him. Nobody really wants their rhythm broken up, but sometimes they need a little pick-me-up.
The throw in, and she starts her afternoon off right with a double. Ella Cunningham with her first major league hit. And this is a moment I'm sure she'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for her and her family. A player works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen. And when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you could take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
Now here's the switch hitting power threat, Ella Cunningham. And the
Counts
first
1-0.
offering is not close. Runner at second, nobody out. That missed by a lot.
No strike.
2-0.
Well, they gave up the home run earlier in this inning, not pitching as aggressively here.
Runner at second. And that's
Ball.
off
That's
the
inside.
inside edge. 3-1. And a foul ball. Look out,
Perfect.
and it hit her. He had 2 strikes on her, and he hit her. Back to the top
Now
of the
batting,
lineup,
number 30.
Hannah Greer, the next to hit. Tripled and scored to lead off the game. We talk about players with good speed, and definitely she has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the
0-1.
most. Right through there for a strike.
She gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there's certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it.
And that one handled. One at second. Throw to first, but she beat it.
Now batting, number 15.
Next is the speedy first baseman.
And there's one thing on her mind this at bat, getting that first hit at the big league level.
Ball
Oh,
one,
that's
no
out.
strikes.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get 2, get out of this.
That one missing
That's
inside.
inside.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Lee, the runner at third. Greer over at first with 1 away. Rips that one to right. Makes the grab. Runner tags from third. Throw is offline, and she scores. It's 4-2.
Good
Now
piece of
batting,
hitting right
number
there.
18.
She's thinking off the bat. That's getting down for extra bases, but nice job of the outfielder running it down, making the catch. Still comes away with the sac fly, though. RBI.
And the batter will be the shortstop. Singled and drove in a run her first time through. Fastball is outside. Two outs. That's hard hit on the line. Hernandez makes the play, and that's the third out. 3 runs for him here, and they move ahead. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. The Spartans out front here, 4-2. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Will Smith to the plate.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Swing and a miss. Strike one.
Well, that's that
0-1's the
slurve
count.
right there. She threw it extremely well. You talk about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that
Inside,
barrel
0-1.
to.
Next pitch misses, and it's 1-1.
Really good run. Perhaps a little bit too much on that two-seamer. Couldn't hold the corner.
Now
What do
a
you
check
got?
swing at the 1-1. Look down to first, and he went around. That's ruled a swing. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. And that's the first strikeout of her
Batting
major
eighth,
league career.
right fielder,
Yeah, and it could be the
Michael
first of many if she meets the goal she set for herself and the expectation others have for her. She doesn't want to just win games. She wants to dominate at this level.
Do you think young pitchers can sometimes get too caught up in trying to rack up Ks early in their career?
Boog, I think they can. It's kind of like a hitter that doesn't have power. The thrill is still hitting a ball over the fence. And so for a pitcher, even if she doesn't have power stuff, a strikeout is still something that makes her stand up a little bit taller.
Hammered down the right side, but foul. Late on that fastball.
So hard to
One ball,
touch.
two
I mean,
strikes.
at the top of the zone, 99, 98, even 97.
Two,
As
count.
pitchers do such a good job of teasing that part of the zone, just elevating a little bit. It looks good because you see it for a good while as a hitter. Looks juicy, and by the time you swing, it's almost in the catcher's mitt.
Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated
Batting
fastball,
ninth,
even if
center
it's still in the
fielder,
strike zone, can be
James
tough for
Outman.
hitters to get on top of.
Now here is James Outman. Pitches in there. It's 0-1. Outman, 27 years old, and he was drafted in the 7th round back in 2018. Comes up empty.
The strong second inning is a confidence builder for her, a relief for her manager. Doesn't have to get into that bullpen quite as early.
And there's a
One ball,
ball.
two strikes.
2 outs, base is empty. Struck him out swinging. And she strikes out the side here in the 2nd.
Impeccable command in that one. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts. That's electric stuff out there on the mound.
About to get on your bumper. Shorty that's with me go shoot like a jumper. Rounds get the rain and go boom like a thunder. One got your name on it, call it your
All set for the start of the
things
inning.
off,
Here's some
third
real
baseman,
power
number
at the plate.
17.
Number 17. Sing, you talk about a player that has all the skills. The range is really good, but the arm just stands out, and she makes all the plays. That's a little high, and that is ball 1.
And because of that big power arm, she's able to play a little bit deeper, make throws from the outfield grass all the way across the diamond, and still get a pretty good runner. That's impressive.
Ball
Next
inside.
pitch misses inside, and the count is 2-0. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Now batting,
Number 14 with her first major league hit, and this is a moment I'm sure she'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for her and her family. A player works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen, and when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you could take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
Runner at first, and here's the catcher, known for her rocket arm behind the plate. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here.
Nobody out, runner at first. Now, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to
No
get some
offense off
quick
the plate.
outs
Ball
if he's
two.
going to get deeper into this game. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now, doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. 2-2 now. Just missed.
So here we go. Base runner at first. Could be running on the pitch. She's got good enough speed to steal the bag to get in scoring position, even if it's a swing and miss at the plate.
And that one is lifted in the air. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. One away.
Now batting, number 10.
Stepping in, the long ball threat, Ava Mullen. Singled and scored her first time. Runner on the go. Pitching for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. One out and a runner at second here on opening day. Not even close there. And 1-1. That's in there. Into the outfield, base hit. Coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. She's safe, and they're up by 3.
Well done. Drives in the run.
Number 9.
There's nothing cheap about the way she got that one through the infield. That was ripped. Caught out in front and didn't get under it like she would have liked, but definitely put a good swing on it. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get her into motion.
And now Madison Taylor.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Breaking ball misses down and away.
Clearly, he hasn't had it in this game, and looks like sooner than later, they're going to have to go to the bullpen.
Mullen leads off first with 1 away. And that's way high. And the count's even at 2.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power hitter like this. That's a nice miss right there.
On the inside corner for called strike 3.
Well, just a beautiful fastball in the inside corner for that backwards K right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way coming from the opposite arm angle. So I got to think she was looking away and just got locked up by the hard stuff boring in on her hands.
Now the left fielder, Lee, doubled her first time. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Dives for it. Got it. Makes the play.
Great diving catch to end the inning. That'll fire up the dugout for sure. Time to go swing it.
Going, yeah, we in go mode. Going, yeah, we in go mode.
Back here at Chavez Ravine, set for the bottom of the third, and here's Freddie Freeman.
Very humble guy, and you know, on the field, off the field, and he goes about his at-bats in that way, Boog. He's, you know, just trying to stay with the plan, and that plan is hit the ball to left center field, drive the ball that way, let it travel.
Yep. Takes it herself. Leadoff hitter gone in the third.
Good two-seam action right there, running away from the batter, rolled over it, got the ground out.
Now the number 2 hitter. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there are certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit, or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
Now a slow roller to second. On to first, and 2 straight set down to begin the bottom
Now
of the
batting,
third.
designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. He's already homered here in this one. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
Well, impressed that she went right after him on that first pitch. That's the key. Try to get ahead in the count, then you can play around a little bit more as the at-bat expands.
Strike 2.
She's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
Cut on and miss. Struck him out. Make it 4 strikeouts for her on the bump today. Start of the 4th, and now the DH, Ella Cunningham.
Leading things off, the designated hitter, number 7.
Here's a fun fact. Dodger Stadium was also the home of the Los Angeles Angels for 4 years in the 1960s while they waited for Anaheim Stadium to be built. When the Angels were playing games at home, instead of Dodger Stadium, they called it Chavez Ravine Stadium.
That one missed.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, hit a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
1 strike.
Swings and hits one in the air out towards right field. And that will drop foul. Fights it off. She'll see another.
I wouldn't throw her another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. She's having a hard time catching up.
And it remains 2-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
That's out to center field. Outman settles underneath it. Nabs it. And there's one down.
Now
So the batting
number
order
30.
turns over. Here's the second baseman, Hannah Greer. 1 for 2 in the game. She tripled and scored in the first. That one finds the zone. Strike 1. Fastball for a strike.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think she's looking for something else right there.
Just missed.
Really close pitch down around the knees there, and you could see him asking where it missed. Probably doesn't agree, but it appears he's ready to move on to the next pitch.
Fouls it off. Still 1-2. And there's a ball.
Oh, this is a hitter that can be frustrating for pitchers because she fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
That one ran inside, almost got her.
Still just the second batter of the inning, and on the mound he's already thrown 13 pitches. They got him working hard out there.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up. Check swing at the full count offering. Appeal to third. And she couldn't hold back. She's rung up on strikes. And now the first baseman. She's one of the faster runners just by pure sprint speed in the majors. That misses
that
the
ball went
zone,
out.
and it's 1-0. And that's in for a strike. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. Going back. Leaping, and it's gone. And they add to their lead. It's 6-2.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there. Boog, I wasn't sure she hit that one as hard as she needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
And I think Dave Roberts is coming out of the dugout. That'll be it for Glass now, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this.
Now pitching.
So a lefty out of the pen, Clayton Kershaw, getting ready to make his season debut. So 2 away with nobody on. Now it's the shortstop. That's to third. Knocks it down. Still able to get it there in time. And they do get the out. But the solo shot stretches their lead even further. It's now 6-2. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And we're back. John Ncaa and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the fourth, Max Muncy. Right through there for a strike. Nowadays, with advanced metrics and increased use of moving the infielders around, defense isn't necessarily about making errors. Are you able to get to the ball? Are you able to position fielders where hitters hit the... Oh, now this one's high and deep. Way back there. On its way. Gone. His first homer of the year. It's 6-3. That one just sounded different.
That might have been the loudest moment yet, and my ears are ringing.
I can feel that swing from the booth. Oh, that one got in the jet stream on a line drive. We saw the numbers on the backs of the jerseys of the outfielders, which is usually bad news, and all of a sudden, they're back in this ballgame.
Nice finish.
Here's Mookie now, 1 for 1 with a single so far. First offering, and it just misses.
Oh, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
There's a strike to Mookie.
1 ball, 1 strike.
That one ran inside, almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Yeah, that's fouled off. And that's
One
outside.
line and I'd like a game.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. The rare K for Mookie.
Just beautiful placement of the splitter right
Now
there.
that
Exactly
is
where you want it with
left
2 strikes to
fielder,
get that swing and miss. And
Hernandez.
she's worked very hard to be able to command
Okay, and
that
two.
pitch. It's a tough pitch to get a grip on, but she's one of the best at throwing it where she wants to.
Hernandez stands in now and watches strike one. That one fouled off. Down to the dirt, swing and a miss. Up with it, fires to first. In time for the second out. Good job to clean it up after the drop third strike.
Gosh, here it is, hit it. 3-pitch strikeout, all fastballs. Man, she's got a lot of confidence in that pitch right now.
2 down, bases empty. The batter now will be Will Smith. And that finds the mark on the outside corner. And it's 0-1. And a swing and a miss.
Good pitch right there. Tied him up on the hands. If I'm out there on the bump, I'm going right back in there.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. But not before they answer back with a solo home run. It's now 6-3. And welcome back to the ballpark. New inning getting started. And here is number 17. And the first offering a fastball for a strike. Kershaw, 36 years old. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. Line drive, caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Here's the catcher. She's a player who does it all. And first offering is fouled off. For Clayton Kershaw, the resume speaks for itself. One of the best pitchers of his or any generation. Kershaw fires. Slings to first, and the first 2 set down to the top of the 5th.
Now batting, number 10.
Next to hit, Ava Mullen. This is a true 5-tool player. Not very many of them out there, but when she's on the field, you can't take your eyes off her. And that one fouled off.
Fans come to the ballpark to watch her play. And in baseball, to have such a talented player going out there every day and putting on the show that she does, just a joy to watch.
Hits for average power, the ability to field, the arm, and then the speed. Really impressive. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Back here in LA, and now the right fielder, Michael Conforto. Allen back to work.
No, that's low.
The 1-0.
Oh, that's just out.
Right now, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, no free passes. You can't allow that.
On the ground. Tosses to first. And a quick out, number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder, James Outman.
James Outman digs in now. He's 0 for 1. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Foul ball there. Just off the outside edge. In the air, right side. Mullen in position. She's got it. There's 2 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. Oh, she doesn't get the call. And that's ball 1.
Oh, I think the key, I mean, if she can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or 2 is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
Swing and a pop-up. Lee coming on. Makes the catch, inning over. All set for the top of the 6th. Here's the center fielder,
number 9.
Madison Taylor. Kershaw, a former Gold Glove winner. He features a slider, a four-seamer, a curve, and occasionally works in a splitter. Here comes the 0-1. Foul ball. And a slider misses down and away. Up and in, and she gets out of the way.
Count's full.
She's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten her up a little bit. Mission accomplished.
Check swing at a 3-2. Appeal down to first. Nope, she held back.
Pretty good spot on the outside, but just couldn't quite clip the zone. That's a stone cold take.
Number 8.
So a runner at first. Lee now at the plate. 1 for 2. That one's in there. That's strike 1.
Some hitters are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
Next offering is fouled back. Kershaw deals. And ball 1.
2 strikes.
This is a great dynamic right here. Speedy runner at first, thinking about taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor. This might get interesting, Boog.
The 1-2. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout.
Well, big power hitter right there and generating so much bat speed. It's hard to bring that to a halt once you've committed. She tried to check the swing, just couldn't do it.
And now Ella Cunningham, 0 for 2 in this one. Swing and a ground ball base hit right field. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only 1 away. Hannah Greer with her first major league hit, and this is a moment I'm sure she'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for her and her family. A player works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen, and when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you could take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you've worked to get here.
So the lineup flips over. Now it's the second baseman, Hannah Greer, 1 for 3. And takes low for ball 1.
1-0.
And that is out of play. Runners at first and second with one gone here on opening day. And a breaking ball misses outside. Swings through that one for strike two. Got her looking. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Just locked her up right there for the second out, and that's an at-bat she's probably going to be thinking about for a little while. Didn't pull the trigger. Not how you want to go down in an RBI spot, so now you got to hope your teammate behind you can pick you up.
Fought off foul. Swing and a miss, and he got her to chase. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. First and second, 2 down. And we're in the top half of the 6th. Hard hit right side. Throw on to Freeman, and the inning is over. 2 left on to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Spartans have the advantage, 6-3. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far. This one popped up and a foul ball. And that one in the air center field. Taylor drops steps, heads back on it. Hauls it in for the out. 1 down.
Now batting, designated hitter.
Here's Shohei Ohtani. He's already homered in this game.
So back in 2023, Shohei hit a home run, stole a base, and had a scoreless pitching outing in the same game. You'll never guess the last person to do it.
Pablo Sandoval.
Oh, you're good.
I feel like I've heard that one before. One down, base is empty. Hit in the air right field. That one way back there, and that is way gone. Another homer. His second home run of the game. And they close the gap. It's 6-4. That was blasted.
Absolutely, no doubt off the bat. There he got a splitter that he was able to handle, allowed that pitch to travel a little bit deeper, and when it was time to commit, his hands exploded through the zone.
Base is empty, 1 away. Here's Max Muncy. Pitch misses.